guys. I know I'm kind of doing a last minute thing here, and it's like right at school pickup for some people, so I may not have too many people able to watch today, but that's okay. I just wanted to share with you all, the pattern I'm sewing is Chrysalis, and I'm using this beautiful French terry. Oh my gosh, it's like, I don't know, it's so soft on the side, so soft all together. It's just beautiful. It's kind of like a denim almost looking background with purple and rust and kind of like a tangerine orange color and a cream and mauve and just really pretty colors for fall, I think. So I thought I'd just go over, do this pattern, see what fun we could have with it. The first thing I'm gonna do is, hey Nancy, thanks for watching. The first thing I'm gonna do is mark my center back on the top and the bottom. And the reason why I'm doing this is because when you put your band on, your seams you have to make 2 lengths for the band. And so your seam will go at the top and at the bottom, and it's just easier to go ahead and do it now. So your piece is already folded in half from cutting it out, so might as well just go ahead and save yourself a step a little bit later. Hi Jessica, thanks for watching. Okay, so first things first, I am going to connect this together at my shoulder seams. So right sides together. This is going to be so pretty, I feel. Oh, baby French terry. Let me tell you, this may even be baby French terry now that I'm looking at it. Baby French terry is baby soft. It's one of my favorites to sew with. This maybe, I really don't remember. I've had it for a couple of months, and I don't remember what it is. But with French terry, it's not a super stable knit. You want to make sure you clip really well because it can roll on you. It's a great knit to sew with. It's not hard, but other knits like Ponte and things of that nature, you don't necessarily have to clip very much, but I do with French terry just because I don't want it to stretch, and I don't want it to roll on me at all. Okay, oh, away we go. Hey, Adita. Okay. Here we go. Sew in those shoulder seams. And if you know me at all, if you've ever come to one of my live sews, I like to do things assembly line style. So I'll turn you guys back around. So after I do my shoulder seams, I'm going to go ahead and sew my 2 band seams together, and I'm also going to sew my cuffs together. Because why not? Get it all done at once. All the straight sewing done at once. I like to do my clipping at once. So, sorry, had a call come in. I don't know if that canceled anything out. Hopefully not. Sorry. Okay. Go right sides together for my armbands as well. Okay. So how's everybody doing, guys? Ready for fall? Is it fall by you? It's threatened fall here in Virginia a couple of times. It has yet to arrive, I feel. It was in the 90s yesterday, which was not super fun when you're ready for fall. Okay, here we go. Off we go. I do use my serger for this entire project. I've made one so far after it released. Well, that's all I've made. I've made one. And I did go over the band with my cover stitch with that seam, so we'll see if I do that. cuffs done. I am wearing So-So English, and I am sewing up So-So English. I have a problem with So-So English. Not a bad one, a good one. I really love their fabric. So, my husband may say it's a bad problem, but I'm gonna have to disagree with him on that. Oh, excuse me. Goodness. Fall brings some allergies for me. Here in Virginia, we have crazy allergies all year round. Plus, I'm allergic to my dogs. So, what are you gonna do? Does it have to shrink and cold? Does it shrink cold water when rushing? No, Nancy. I have not had any of my French terry things shrink. So, no, and I always wash in cold, and I usually hang to dry at least the first time. I'm really bad, and I do not pre-wash my fabric. Don't tell anybody else I said that, but I don't pre-wash my fabric. So I gotta swipe up, something's blocking my view. So the first couple times I wash it, I do not dry it. I hang it to dry, just so it gets used to it. And then after a couple of times, I just let it go through. Okay, I'm marking the top center of my sleeve so that when I put it on, I know where the middle is. And you can do that before you take it off. I usually do, but I forgot. I always put my shoulder seam to the back. I read somewhere that's what you're supposed to do, and that's what I do, and I like it. I like it that way. So then I go to my corner, or my edge piece, and then just kind of make the rest of it fit. Yeah, you'll love baby French terry. It's like ridiculously soft. It's seriously like the softest thing on the planet. I don't know. To me, it's softer than double brush poly, and I know there's going to be haters, but I don't know. I just really like it. Really like it. Okay, so I'm just clipping my sleeves. So again, I'm taking this to the edge, so matching up my sides. Hey, Jessica. And then I'm making the rest of it fit. So you see how there's like this big curve on your sleeve if you've not done sleeves before, or I don't know, just tell you, whatever. There's a big curve here, and then there's a inner curve there somehow. I'm sure there's a technical term for that. I know it's your arm's sake, but I'm sure there's a better term than I know. But then, so that's how it all matches up, and that's how your shoulder fits into, well, this is a dolman, so that doesn't count, but that's how your shoulder fits into your clothes. If you just had like straight edges, you would have no place for your shoulders, and you would kind of be, it would not work. Yes, baby French terry, it is super soft, and it is amazing to sew with. I would have to agree. And I don't know, I'm looking at the back of this. You can tell, because if you've never worked with French terry, I'll try to show you if it'll focus. I don't know if you can see the loops or not, but they're loops. And the baby French terry has baby loops. And I feel like this has baby loops, but then sometimes when I look at my stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, this is baby French terry. And then I'm like, wait, no, those loops look the same as my regular French terry. I don't know. So I don't try to guess if I can't remember. Yes, it's another pattern company. So if you want to shoot me a message, I can give you that after we're done. Just what my what shirt I'm wearing. Anyway, so I do both sleeves at a time, and then I sew both at the same time. I don't know, that's how I was taught how to sew, is assembly line style. My mom did it that way. That's just how I've done it. Oh, yeah. That pregnant belly gets in my way. Not really in my way, but yeah, it's definitely there. And it's come out now. Like, it was just teeny before, and then now it's like, hello, I'm here. And we're having a girl, so she's a mover, man. Oh, hopefully she calms down a little bit. Maybe when she comes, she won't be so crazy. Okay, yeah, no, I'll definitely shoot me a message. Oh, thank you. Nancy, you're sweet. Okay, time for the sleeves. Now, I've mentioned this before, but I always sew with my sleeve on top. I need to be able to see, to get around my curves and do everything correctly the way you're supposed to. So make for sure you're sewing with your sleeve on top. And by that I mean so you can see it, like it's underneath your foot. It's not on the bottom. I don't know, does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Okay, here we go. And kind of as I go, I don't know if you can see kind of how my hands go. I'm a very visual person. I don't know if everyone is or not, but I just kind of move. Sorry, I'm sniffling. I have allergies super bad. I just kind of go around and try and keep my fabric up so that as it goes around those curves, it's not trying to go off into the distance or go off altogether. So I try to keep everything like for the curves right here. Because I want to make for sure my curves are done correctly and well. Many a times I have sewn off a curve and had to go back after I've completely finished and went to look and there's a hole in my sleeve, and that's completely frustrating. I don't know if you've done that, but I have. Okay. And I just do it when I get to this big top curve. I don't know, that's just what I started doing. It really seems to help make for sure everything goes smoothly. Good deal. What settings am I using on my serger? Okay, here, I'll show you. That was probably easier. Where's my turnaround button? Okay. Okay, so my knobs are all at 4. I have a Juki. I don't know if that matters, but my knobs are all at 4. So my tensions are all at 4. My differential feed is at 1.5. And, oh boy, I need to clean this, ignore this. My stitch length is between 1 and 2. So this little knobby down here. Yeah, that needs to be cleaned. Wow, that was bad. Obviously haven't cleaned that. Okay. I don't typically change my serger settings. I know you can, but I really haven't had an issue. Sorry, I'm trying to find which is the armhole and which is the front so I can do my side seams. Obviously with some fabrics you do need to change, but I don't know, this machine is just, first of all, it's amazing, and then second of all, I don't know, it's a workhorse and it just does so well. I seem to be able to leave it on whatever I need and it just, on whatever I want, and it just does well. My cover stitch is not the same, and obviously neither is my sewing machine, but this serger, I'll do woven, I'll do French terry, rayon spandex, double brush poly, single brush poly, Ponte, whatever, and I don't usually change the settings. The only time I ever change my setting is if I'm doing like a rolled hem, and then you have to get the look that you want. Okay, so now I am changing. So clipping my side seam. So you clip all the way up your sleeve and down the side. This pattern is seriously so easy, you guys. I did not get to test this pattern this time. I've been so busy and being pregnant and everything, so I didn't get to test it, but I bought it and just knew I needed to sew it. And I've made one, and it's just so nice. It comes together so well. Hi, Brenda from Florida. Thanks for watching. Just clipping my side seams. But anyways, yeah, this pattern is amazing. If you don't have it, it's just such a good staple cardigan for your wardrobe. I mean, I love cardigans in the fall and winter. Plus, I work at home, and my basement is freezing all year round. Most of the time in the winter, I have a heater by my desk because it's just so cold. So I like to have a good cardigan. I also have a blanket that I wear, but a good cardigan just really pulls it together. And it's nice for fall too, when it's good and cool out and you can just throw a cardigan on. I don't know, I really like it. Okay, sewing up those side seams. Here we go. Hi, Lori from California. I am making Chrysalis, the newest pattern, one of the new patterns that released this week. It's a cardigan. If you've sewn with me before, you know that I always grade my patterns, and I did grade this one. However, I probably didn't need to because it's a cardigan and it wouldn't have been too snug. But I did mainly because of my pregnant belly. I wanted to make sure as we get closer to the end, I still have warmth on my belly. So we've still got a few months to go. So. Okay, side seam's done. Now all you have is your cuff and your band, and you're literally done. I mean, this is so simple. It is so quick. I like, the one thing, I've said it a bunch of times, I know, is I do like quick sews because it's satisfying to know, you know, I have an hour before I have to pick up my daughter, and I really want to make something. What can I make? Thankfully, I already had this one cut out, but even the other day when I cut it out, I still did not take me longer than an hour to make from printing it and cutting it out, piecing it all together and cutting it out. Didn't take me more than an hour. So I love that about this pattern. I love that it's not too many details. I love the ones with details too, don't get me wrong, but I like something that I can sew up super quick, and you know, I know it's gonna look good. I know my fit, you know, so it's satisfying, and it makes it worth it for me to spend, you know, an hour sewing. Sometimes when I spend an hour sewing and I get nothing done, that's frustrating. It's really frustrating. Or, you know, then my project sits halfway done for too long. So that's just my little thing. Okay, I'm gonna pin my cuffs and my band at the same time, or clip them. I always say pin because that's just habit, but I don't use pins. I'm going to do them both at the same time. That way it's done and over with and I can sew it all together at the same time. Now this is a long band, but you have to think, you're going around a curve, and so you need an extra to get around that curve correctly. And this is pinned or clipped or whatever, 1-to-1, so there's no stretching. Okay, so remember I had already marked my center back on the top and on the bottom, so now I don't have to do that, and I can just go ahead and clip my seams to those spots. Excuse me, I'm probably going to sneeze again. Ooh, I feel it coming on. Okay, now I'm going to make for sure this doesn't twist, because it is long, so I'd hate to get like all the way done and then it had twisted somewhere. Been there, done that. On other things, but yeah, no, it's no fun. I've done, in the past, like, ruffled an entire length of, you know, what seems like a football field, and then got to the end and it was completely twisted. It's like, what do you do? Because you've ruffled all this stuff and now you have to cut it and start all over again. Sorry, I got a little bit extra here. I'm just going to trim it off so it lines up correctly. It's just extra because I didn't cut it correctly. Not because anything wrong with the pattern or anything you'd probably have to do, just because I was a little bit too quick with my cutting. Okay, so now I'm just going to go back up to the top and just start clipping it down. And I do keep this on the inside. Like I know I keep saying if you've sewn with me before, but if you've sewn with me before, you know I like to sew on the inside circle. And something like this you don't necessarily have to because it is very long. It's habit, friends. It's habit. I cannot. It hurts my brain to try to sew something in a circle, not on the inside circle. It literally hurts my brain. I have a hard time figuring that out. Anyways, that's just me. And that's just because I'm, you know how they say, like, can't teach an old dog new tricks? Yeah. I can't learn new stuff. I'm just teasing. But sometimes old habits are hard to break. It's a good habit to have, so that's why I think sometimes it's hard. Even when it's correct, it's hard to put your mind in that type of thinking. Okay, so gotten that. I'm going to actually go down to the bottom now and clip the bottom a little bit. It may seem, I know when I was doing my first one, I thought, oh man, I'm going to have so much extra. I did not end up having any extra. So, I'm going to clip that. Just seems like it as you're going because it seems like it won't go through. Thanks, Brenda. I don't know about that, but I try. I really enjoy, I really do enjoy sewing these lives. I know this one's kind of maybe boring to watch, just clipping, because it's a lot of it, but the end result will be worth it. And like I said, I mean, this is just such an easy pattern. And if you know the gist of how to put a pattern together, Nikki's patterns are always so quick to put together. Oh, I love how she designs her patterns. I don't even know, like, why hers are, like, extra quick, but maybe just because I know them, but I just seem to get them taped together in such, like, the actual pattern itself after I print it, like, just get it taped together so fast. I love that part because I don't like to waste time. I did a pattern from somewhere else and it didn't have any markings and it was so hard. It was so hard. I like having the markings, and anyways. So almost done with one side, and then once we get our cuffs on and sew it, then we're done. Literally done. Oh my goodness. Oh, good question, Lori. Okay, so fun fact, I guessed, because I did grade the front as well, but I probably didn't need to, but I don't know. I'm not going to say I didn't need to. It's a good thing to grade. I graded the front as well because I wanted to make sure it covered me. So when I made my first one, I used the longest band measurement. So I grade from an extra large to a 2X, and I used the 2X band measurement, did all of this, and when I got to the end, or when I got to the bottom, I guess I should say, I just cut off the excess. And then this time I, knew how much to cut off, so that I cut my band to be that length this time. I'm sure there's some sort of math involved, but that was easy. That was the easiest way for me to do it. I don't know. I'm sure there is some sort of right way, but it would probably be hard because if you're grading between two or three sizes, or, because you have the curve. So I feel like the best way to do it would be, sorry, that was loud. The best way to do it would be just pin it on like you usually would, and then, get to the bottom or whatever, and just take off your excess there. So that's my advice. That's what I did, and it worked just fine. My band went on perfectly. So that's a good question, though. Very good question. Okay. Sorry, I know this part is kind of tedious, but you don't want to not clip. This is seriously what takes the longest of the pattern. Yeah. Math is not my friend. And I mean, I can usually guess, but the curve is what would throw me, because I don't even know how to figure out like what the length needs to be with the curve. So, I mean, you could probably, if you wanted to, measure all the way around and then you'd know exactly, or you could just do it the way I did. If you have, it was like 3 inches, so difference for the size I needed. So I just took those 3 inches off and called it a day. It was easier that way for me. I figured I would get it wrong if I measured. So. Okay, anybody doing anything fun this weekend while we just sit here and watch me clip? My husband is doing a fall festival thing by us. He's doing that all weekend. I might go. I don't know. I haven't decided if I want to take the toddler or not. She usually does pretty good, but I don't know. Sometimes those can be more stress on the parents than it's worth. So I haven't decided. She doesn't really know about it. She's only 3, so don't know if we'll go, but I know we always have to get groceries because we both work, so we have to get groceries on the weekend, and so we'll do that sometime. Who knows? Okay. Almost there, guys, I promise. I know this is like the super boring part. Alright, and we're at the end. See, this is why you want to extra clip your French terry, because it does roll. It's not bad, it's just the nature of French terry. So, I'm just trying to make for sure my edges don't roll down on me. I don't want rolly edges. Okay. I want it to all look nice and uniform, so. Okay. go ahead and put my sleeves in. And I marked my edge and then, I marked 2 places so that they're even in here. And then over there. And just kind of stretch to fit. Using like all my clips here. That doesn't happen very often. Okay, stretch to fit your cuffs. So you'll have a little, you see you have like kind of gathers, but you'll stretch it because you want your cuff to be tight at your arm, but you wouldn't want that to be tight up the whole length of your arm. Not for this. Okay, so here's my sleeve. In one corner I'm going to take my one that doesn't have a seam, match it there. Match my seams together. Sorry, husband. He'll probably call again, but I'll just ignore it and then he'll get the idea. Okay, and we're off to the races. Okay, literally guys, after we get this done, we're all done. So that takes the longest out of everything. And as I like to watch Netflix or something while I'm going, and that makes a big difference. Okay, I'm going to sew my sleeve cuffs, and I do, again, sew on the inside circle. So you have 2 circles, outside, inside circle. So always put it to where the inside circle, my presser foot is on the inside circle. And then that way it helps it go all the way around without having to stretch it over the length of my machine. And it makes it's just the correct way to do it. If you can tell. I am stretching, but I'm only stretching the inside. It just looks like I'm stretching both. But I promise I'm not. Only stretching the inside. Okay. Here's my other one. Okay. Here we go. Cuffs are done. Now let's finish this band and we'll be good to go. Man, that was fast. Alright, let's start. Yep, I'm going to start at the bottom. I like to start at the bottom because if something does, as far as any excess or whatever, if I did, I don't know, I just like to start at the bottom for this. Just seems to be a little better. Okay. Where's my, is that even the bottom? I say I like to start at the bottom, but now, oh, I started too far over. Okay, hold on. Doop, there it is. I'm trying to find my center back seam and cannot find it. Okay, here we go, and we're off. Halfway done. run out of... I'm like, what is going on? Ran out of my thread bunched up. Hold on. Almost done. Man, that stinks when that happens. Happens to us all, though. All right, let's see. My serger bunched up somewhere in here. Oh, goodness. It's all through. Which one did it? This one. This one came out. At least it's the easy one. Okay. Oh, I got tangled with my other thread. That's why. Goodness gracious. Nest up here. Oh, boy. These are the worst ones, too. I hate when the loopers get messed up because they are the hardest ones to get separated. Oh, goodness gracious. Got a rat's nest here of thread. I think I'm just going to have to take them both out. Oh, so sad. Seriously, the worst. Okay. All right, sorry, guys. Just fix these. Rethread. My own fault. Just gonna rethread. You can watch if you want. I hate threading. It's literally like the worst thing on the planet. Usually just have to fish it through because I can't ever get it right the way they want me to. I don't understand all the stuff. Sorry, I got dust bunnies everywhere. Needed to clean this out for a bit. Okay, let me grab my tweezers. Okay. Well, this is awesome. See, now you know what happens in real life, too. I know I was on a roll. I was almost done. Ah! This is what happens. You get going. I don't know how it even got all tangled up there. It's all separated. It just must have been going too fast or something. I didn't feel like I was going that fast, but I mean, not fast. I wasn't pushing it. At least it didn't feel like it. Okay, on to the next. Almost there. Okay. At least I've done this a few times. My first rodeo. Just making sure I get through every single loop. Because that's a terrible pain as well. When you don't get through everything and then still doesn't work. Have to diagnose the problem. Just gonna... Okay. Last bit. Sorry, guys. Okay. This would have been a fast pattern. Alright, let's see. Make sure I have all my threads. Looks like something's hung up here. Sometimes these needle threads don't like it when we mess with the others. There we go. All right, I'm gonna test on a piece of scrap first. Make for sure we did everything correctly. Not really scrap, that's a neckband, so let's get a real scrap. I was like, what is this? Just use that, but turns out that's a neckband for a different pattern. All right. Come on. Oh. May have to call it quits and figure this out. There it goes. Struggled the first few, but it was good. Okay. We're off to the races now. We can finish our last couple of inches. Now we're done. Well, that was unfortunate, but thanks for hanging with me if you did. If not, I understand. All right, I'll put this on for you guys. I don't think it necessarily matches, but it'll work. That way you can see the finished product, and I'll take some pictures of it later. So there you have it. Here's your Chrysalis, and I did great, and I can still get over this little baby belly we got going on, but if I didn't want to, it could be off to the side too. Yeah, love it. Totally amazing pattern. And I even shortened my sleeves and they're still a little long, but that's okay because I like to be able to have a little bit of extra in here. That doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, then measure your sleeve. But yeah, I even took a little off my sleeves more than last time, and they still are a little long. That's okay for me. Thanks so much, you guys, for watching. I really, really appreciate you taking the time. I hope you have a great weekend, and we will see you again soon. Bye.